We'll take a look at our top stories of the day. President Museveni urges Ugandan diaspora to use their global exposure to attract tourists to Uganda. Prime Minister Nabanja woos Chinese investors to Uganda. And later on, corruption hinders government wealth programs for women and youth, State Minister for Youth Balam says. Later on, traders and the business community urge to elect leaders who will uplift their agendas. Thank you so much for watching. In our top stories of the day, President Sharon Museveni has urged the Ugandan diaspora to make sure that they use their global exposure networks and influence to attract more tourists to visit Uganda. The president was meeting a delegation of 25 members of the NRM Diaspora Cadres Initiative, led by Boaz Biayesu Kabururu and Richard Chabihende Mkuru from the USA. The in-depth engagement at State House Entebbe focused on savings and investing back home, identifying markets across North America for Ugandan products, promoting and increasing tourism to Uganda, countering misinformation and promoting Uganda's image, attracting investors to Uganda, facilitating skills and technology transfer, and advocating for strategic unity of all Ugandans abroad. The team presented a strategic framework on strengthening the bond between Uganda and its global diaspora. The president pointed out possible areas of investment, establishing low-cost housing in the areas near the industrial parks. Proposals included in launching diaspora-led cooperative investment schemes, real estate ventures, and SMEs to tap into Uganda's fast-growing sector. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, has extended an olive invitation to the governor of Hunan province in China to come to Uganda and explore more opportunities for Chinese investors. Nabanja was meeting the Hunan governor in the Chinese city of Changsha, where the two leaders discussed bilateral cooperation between the two sister countries.
Hunan province, located in the central China, has a population of over 66 million people out of 1.4 billion people in China. The province has a nominal GDP of 747 billion US dollars as compared to that of Uganda with only close to 50 billion US dollars. Uganda being one of the best investment destinations in Africa, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, is keen to attract potential investors from Hunan province in China. During the meeting with the governor of Hunan province, Nabanja extended an olive invitation to the governor of Hunan province, Mao Wei-ming, and explore more opportunities for the Chinese investors.
Your Excellency, let us take this opportunity to strengthen our brotherly relationship and further explore new areas of cooperation. I want to also take this opportunity to invite you to Uganda.
Now we are witnessing the peak of the relationship between China and Uganda, and Hunan, as a very important province in this aspect, has established a long-term mechanism of cooperation and exchanges with Uganda.
Uganda had earlier attracted investors from Hunan who have helped the country to increase on her electricity generation capacity.
The company that constructed the Karamoja hydropower project, that is Sino Hydro Bureau 8, as its headquarters in Changsha. Entebbe and Changsha have become sister cities since 2003, and the government of Changsha funded the renovation works of Entebbe Changsha Model School, the Confucius institution co-established by Shantam University.
Uganda and Hunan have met each other in halfway in terms of our cooperation. We have a very promising field of infrastructure construction and the Beidou navigation satellite and new energy, culture and tourism and broadcasting system.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also met the Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister Wang Yi and proposed to the Chinese government the priority areas of cooperation.
Following flagship projects require funding. One is Chibuye-Busega Express project, which requires $229 million. Then the infrastructure development for digitalizing the health information, the Uganda National Bankable Infrastructure Project, phase number 7, the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline, the electrification infrastructure for the standard gauge railway, expansion of Entebbe International Airport, and then the support to Uganda Development Corporation, UDC, the investment arm of our government, and the support to appropriate agricultural technologies for increased production, productivity, value addition, and market access infrastructure.
The Prime Minister also thanked the Chinese government for supporting Uganda in her development agenda, especially the infrastructure projects in Uganda.
600 megawatt Karuma hydropower plant. I also want to thank you for Entebbe Express Highway, the expansion of the Entebbe International Airport, the China-Uganda Friendship Hospital, and many others. The government of Uganda reaffirms its commitment to strengthen bilateral relations with the People's Republic of China.
So we are very grateful, and the Right Honourable Prime Minister expressed her gratitude in inviting you to come and enjoy the dishes from Uganda as well.
We are fully confident about the prospect of the growth of China-Uganda relations in the future. I hope and believe that our relationship will grow in a healthy, stable, and sustainable manner. All these projects that I've brought up today concern the future development or revitalization of Uganda. We will take them very seriously. Today, together with us here are the officials from the Foreign Ministry and the Ministry of Commerce.
The bilateral meetings were at the sideline of the 4th China-Africa Economic Trade Expo in the city of Changsha.
President Yoweri Museveni has applauded the Catholic Church in Uganda for working with government to encourage the communities to take up government programs. This was contained in the presidential speech read to him by State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Jessie Muyingo, at Our Lady of Rosary sub-parish in Namere, Kanyanya Parish. And of course, the president donated 30 million Ugandan shillings towards the development of the parish.
President Yoweri Museveni has commended the Catholic Church for working with government to promote government programs. This was in the presidential speech read by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Jessie Muyingo.
Pleasure and the honor to be part of the fundraising drive for the construction of St. Noah Morgan Community. I thank members of the organizing committee for the kind invitation extended to me to be part of this noble fundraising occasion.
Minister Dr. Muyingo presented President Museveni's donation of 30 million shillings towards the development of Kanyanya Parish. He also contributed 10 million shillings, while over 50 million shillings was raised in the fundraising drive. Meanwhile, Minister Muyingo encouraged Ugandans to vote for President Museveni and NRM in the forthcoming general elections.
Everybody should give carefully towards that cause. The Bible, the book of Acts 20, chapter 5, encourages us to give, and says, I've showed you all things.
The head of laity Our Lady of Rosary sub-parish, Lilian Kasemererwa, commended government for the support to the church and appealed to Christians to journey together in communion and contribute towards the development of the parish.
In more stories, NRM party members, especially traders and the business community, are urged to elect leaders who will uplift their agendas and foster the development of the sector to meet the global standards. Those were the remarks from the party leaders and mobilizers of hundreds of district chairpersons from Central Buganda region in a consultating meeting with Philip Kakuru vying for chairmanship NRM Entrepreneurs League SEC during an event held at Mayan Nature Resort in PG district. At the same event, they launched the cooperative to which Philip Kakuru contributed 100 million Ugandan shillings.
As the political season draws, the race is gaining momentum among candidates ahead of the 2026 general elections. NRM party members contesting for NRM Chairmanship Entrepreneurs League Chairmanship in SEC in the August 2025 Electoral College voting exercise. Some are already setting targets and grounds. Traders, entrepreneurs, the business community and NRM district chairpersons in Buganda and Central Region are discussing the fate of their leaders and representatives in the forthcoming August Entrepreneurship Electoral College voting exercise.
Philip, I want to thank you so much.
During the meeting convened by the Commissioner RDC's Fred Bamwine, the Presidential Advisor on Trade and Investment Philip Kakuru, the Chairperson Office of the President Hadija Namyalo, Chairman NRM Entrepreneurs League Kampala Central Karim Kalamaji, the Presidential Advisor on Diaspora Affairs Ambassador Abewal Simbi, among others. Members strictly expressed their voting rights to people who will serve them but not drain them.
So we think that the Entrepreneurship League can handle most of the challenges. It's just that basing on the leadership. So when we select the rightful leaders, I'm sure that they can champion the challenges of the business community.
Hadija Namyalo and Ambassador Abewal Simbi urged the traders and members to entrust their votes to capable candidates.
And boost the culture of entrepreneurship when you're not an entrepreneur yourself. This is what all of us have been dying for. This is what the youth have been yearning for.
The Presidential Advisor on Trade and Investment, Philip Kakuru, also vying for the post of the NRM Chairman Entrepreneurs League SEC and a great businessman in the country and abroad, expressed surprise for lack of cooperatives among entrepreneurs.
The NRM Entrepreneurs League is a basket for all entrepreneurs to lobby, to solicit funds and bring together their lump sums into a cooperative form of savings.
Standing by principles of the NRM party, Kakuru reaffirmed unity and cooperation among entrepreneurs as a pillar of strength.
Because of the confidence I have in President Museveni that he's going to put money in this circle, I have myself put 100 million Uganda shillings as a commitment to show the cause that I will lobby for them from President Museveni to put at least in the next 5 years of my tenure 110 billion Uganda shillings.
Later, they launched Uganda NRM Entrepreneurs League Members Savings and Credit Cooperative Savings Limited, to which Philip Kakuru contributed Uganda shillings 100 million. Ivan Juko for UBC.
The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Msenero, has invited business moguls, investors and innovators from Uganda and the outside world to this year's Science Week in Kampala. This year's Science and Innovation Week will open with an Innovation Summit. Take a look.
All roads will lead to Colorado Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala on Monday, 16th June 2025 for this year's Science and Innovation Week.
Tomorrow we have the scientists who are coming from all over to join together with the public. We are going to have students and academicians, students right from primary school to university. They are going to come here because this is the mixing pot of knowledge.
The Science, Technology and Innovation Minister, Dr. Monica Musanero Masanza, has camped at the site to oversee last-minute preparations.
On Thursday, we are going to have the investors, Simbi, the ones both from the country and those from outside the country. And they tell us why they should invest in Uganda and what do they consider. So, in addition again to the general public.
The week will open with the Business and Innovation Summit on Monday, 16th June 2025.
We are coming as scientists to show the public the things they are seeing, what work did we do behind, in simple terms. Now, many people are happy because they are seeing the Chira bus. But before you saw the Chira bus, there was a lot of work which went on behind. That we call the back end. When the public appreciates that, then one, they will be more supportive. Two,
they will encourage many people, many of our young people to study.
This is the first of its kind in Uganda's innovation history.
We also have people coming in from outside, the two categories of people. We have investors. We have investors who come and find opportunities here, and they bring money and they invest. We have so far mobilized quite some good money from out in investing in our ventures here. But we also have people who are traders, who are distributors of products all over the world. So they are coming in from different countries to see what we have made and see how they can distribute them.
Over 500 exhibitors, technocrats, think tankers, all will be in one place for 5 days.
And we do that because we want to share with the public. We want to share with the public what we have been doing, because whatever we do there is for the public. And sometimes we reach a place where other people other than scientists should come in. So we come and show them. For example, we have made something, but it has reached selling. The scientists are not going to sell. So this is the week where we interface with people who are not day-to-day in science.
This is the 4th edition of this science exhibition and will run under the theme Made in Uganda, from innovation to the markets.
We have had a lot of change, a lot of transformation of how we work over the past 4 years. And that's why now you are seeing a lot of things coming to the market. But this has been because of the work of these scientists. So I invite all the scientists from across, scientists in engineering, biology sciences, agriculture.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Msenero, has called upon women to embrace innovation in the technology sector by showcasing their unique skills. This was during the official opening of the year's National Science Week, celebrating an initiative by the ministry aimed at showcasing and celebrating Ugandan innovators across various sectors. Take a look.
Theme Made in Uganda, Innovation to Market. The event started off with a city drive dubbed the E-Mobility Parade, featuring innovators showcasing electric-powered products and homegrown technologies. Minister Msenero highlighted the National Science Week since its inception in 2021. She noted that Uganda has grown from having minimal innovation capacity, producing only simple items, to now manufacturing over 10,000 motor vehicles, most of which are electric motorbikes.
The last parade we had was in 2021, and we barely had a handful of motorbikes. We had about 3-4 companies. We had only 4 buses in the country. We had 1 or 2 bicycles. At that time, the quality couldn't even move in the parade. But today, see how far we have come. E-mobility is now moving into maturity.
The minister further noted that the Science Week has significantly contributed to job creation in the innovation sector. She encouraged more women to participate, citing the abundance of opportunities in science and technology.
Lots of ladies. I've had challenges with women in science, women in STI, but now I've seen a lot of ladies here. A lot of them have been writing me. We are creating jobs, and that's what excites me.
Later, Minister Msenero joined a team of innovators to test Ugandan-made products, electric motorcycles and e-buses, as they moved around Kampala to demonstrate their functionality. Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Away from that, from rising lake waters and erratic rainfall to devastating floods, and shrinking agricultural yields, the Great Lakes region continues to grapple with realities of climate change. The International Conference on the Great Lakes region is helping member states tackle the climate crisis through joint action and gender-responsive solutions. Here is our special report from Okoyet.
In the heart of Africa are rivers and lakes, which symbolize abundance of water. But climate change seems to disrupt livelihoods, displacing communities. From Burundi to Angola, in the Great Lakes region are floods, drought, and excessive deforestation, where the continent between 2010 and 2020 lost 4.4 million hectares of forest annually. In Uganda, forest cover dropped from 4.9 million hectares in 1990 to 3.6 million and 1.9 million hectares in 2005 and 2015, respectively.
People in broad daylight, you start cutting trees like this.
And we are going to swing in action. We are going to go out into the field and prompt check on these various small companies who have gotten our license, telling us they are going to add value to our forest products, but at the end, they don't add the value and they're exporting.
So, the International Conference on the Great Lakes region is spearheading a coordinated regional response. Focus is on environmental security, policy harmonization, and sustainable development.
While we are working so hard, we want the natural resources, the environmental management is also key. That means all the government of different member states of the region to ensure that they work on trying to maintain the environment, including planting trees, but also including the issues of what we call rehabilitation. If there is an area where they've mined, they have to make sure that they retain the area into its original state to ensure that we plant trees, but also we maintain the natural vegetation that are in that area.
The approach by ICGLR blends grassroots engagement with regional policy. Tree planting drives, clean cooking energy, and climate-smart agriculture are part of the effort, with special emphasis on women-led climate initiatives.
So there is need also to sensitize these companies that do garbage collections, so that when they are giving items to households or communities in terms of waste disposal, to have this waste disposal done differently. The solid waste alone and then the other waste alone.
At the diplomatic level, it is working to align environmental laws, support transboundary water agreements, and advocate for climate finance. This makes it a voice for the region in global forums and a bridge for collaboration among member states.
Because we know that the more the trees, the more the rain, right? So when we have the trees, we always know that apart from depending from God, but we have the role to pray that to make sure that the natural vegetation is there in our land. So this, for me, I think this is the role of everyone, because now we have seen the impact of climate change. And this now has led to people moving from their own original land, their area to another area, one country to another country, because the place where has been affected by the climate change, there is no food, no survival. So people have to move to another place to look for green pastures.
In a region as ecologically rich as it is vulnerable, the fight against climate change is urgent. Institutions like ICGLR are leading from the front while combining science, policy, and gender equity. With this, the Great Lakes region may yet become a model of sustainable, people-driven climate resilience.
And I saw one of the pictures the other day where people were in the water, actually. And we went, there's a place where we also went to support people who are affected by the flood. They don't have food, they're living in the tents. So we see that climate change is coming quite speed and affecting a lot of people. But this climate change also is causing conflict Because now, if village A was affected, or one country A was affected, people are coming to another country. You find there's this kind of, everyone, the little resources, there's kind of scramble and partition of resources. And you find sometimes that country, that is a host country, is also overwhelmed. So you find this kind of competition of resources might lead to the conflict, and we know that it's leading to the conflict most of the time.
From conflict sensitivity to climate sympathy, the ICGLR is proving that regional solidarity can shape global solutions. As the climate crisis deepens, collaboration and inclusion remain the region's best hope. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mango Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again. What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! FOB! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
All eyes on Abidjan for the 16th General Assembly of the African Union of Broadcasting AUB. At the heart of the discussions, Africa's leading voices in broadcasting and media. Theme: Empowering African Media, Strategies for Financial Resilience, Technological Growth and Content Innovation. Abidjan will also host the Grand Night of the AUB Media Awards 2025. Let yourself be captivated by Côte d'Ivoire, the legendary stadiums, the golden beaches of Asenia, the majestic Basilica of Yamoussoukro, and of course, the unforgettable taste of achaka with grilled fish and the irresistible Kajeno chicken. Where media meets a vibrant Africa. See you soon in Côte d'Ivoire.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800 335 555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the 1st floor.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Brought to you by
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. From the business desk, Moroto Resident District Commissioner Justin Tuko Sam has called upon leaders across Karamoja sub-region on creating awareness among communities to do agriculture to address hunger. Tuko is a crop farmer in Iriri sub-county, Napak district, grows groundnuts, maize, sunflower, onions and beans on a large scale. And of course, Tuko took President Museveni's advice on commercial agriculture to address food insecurity.
Karamoja is a semi-arid region in northeastern Uganda with a substantial arable land potential but has climate variability, limited resources and traditional land use practices. Karamoja has one long rainy season starting March to October. The rainfall ranges between 500 to 1,200 millimeters per annum. Some few farmers are utilizing arable land in Karamoja to improve their lives and communities. Justin Tuko Sam, Deputy RDC Moroto District, farms in Lobuyo Village, Iriri Sub-County, Napak District, growing maize, beans, groundnuts, sunflower, cabbage and onions.
About 2.5 acres of the onion, and then I have 1 acre of cabbage, and then the maize, I have about 40 acres of gina. I had about 6 acres of beans, but that one I've already harvested that one. And then I also have about 14 acres of sunflower.
Tuko selects his seed as a key component in achieving good yields.
This is improved seeds. It is expensive, 10,000 kilograms. There is also down of 20 to 30,000 a kilo. So because you have to inject, so without money, without seeds, you cannot get the real harvest.
So far, the neighboring community is also learning from the tactic.
So to me, it's really a very good thing. It is a change that I've done to this community here, because they want now to adapt. Because now, for them, when they compare their field and this one, there is a big difference now.
Tuko wants extension workers in Karamoja to help farmers with farming advice and help them to plant early.
Training people as early as possible on clearing the gardens early, also educating them on times of rains, seed selection, all agricultural practices.
The harvests have ready market across Karamoja and beyond.
When if I'm to harvest now my sunflower, it's just a matter of me calling somebody. They will follow me. I will not even carry anywhere.
Reaps from every harvest.
Like last year, I got some bags, which was about 70 bags of ginat. So these are really more than even 100 bags. So that's roughly about over 30 million, even 40 million.
But Tuko decries limited labor and pests.
See that the crops are already germinating, like the maize, they are germinating. They begin opening the soil and pick the seed and also uproot the whole thing which is there. So I realized that it was also a big problem, because I lost about 6-7 acres out of those things. Again, I replaced more maize.
He employs over 50 casual laborers during planting season, harvesting and post-harvesting. Water is also a challenge at Tuko's farm, calling upon government to invest in irrigation, mechanization and quality seed.
My call to the government, and also supporting now those very model farmers with irrigation systems, so that they can be able to irrigate their fields and also the neighbors around the model farmer. They can also be able to tap the very water and also irrigate their farms.
Tuko has a message to his fellow leaders in Karamoja.
Let's stop making an alarm, making a lot of complaint to government that there is no food in Karamoja. Yet, we are not showing our people, our community, the right path, because we have everything.
He is optimistic that by next year he will expand to poultry keeping. Karamoja has the potential for agriculture, with fertile soils in Nakapiripirit, Abim, Napak, Kabong and Karenga districts.
So these are really
That's all we had for you for now. Do join me later on at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language.
Buza Commissioner.
We welcome you again to this program of Buza Commissioner. This week, as I promised you the last time, we are going to continue with the second part of the question of our brother, Mr. Joseph Wasoma from Chileka, who asked the question, what's behind different taxes on one business and how are these taxes calculated? So our focus today is on indirect taxes, because last week we dealt with the issue of direct taxes. The next example of a tax that is indirect is excise duty. And excise duty, as I mentioned earlier, is tax paid on a few items. And for the case of Uganda, because it varies from country to country, we pay excise duty on items like cement, items like cooking oil, items like water, soda, beer, wines, spirits, and a few other items along that line. Now, excise duty is either paid as a percentage of the cost of the item, which is called ad valorem, or as a specific amount. A specific amount as in the charge of local excise duty is 50 shillings on per litre of water. That's a fixed amount. Or as a percentage, it is 10%. And the law says 10% of 50 shillings, whichever is higher. So if your water is very cheap, the cost of producing this bottle of water is very cheap, and it happens to fall below 10%, then we'll go with 10%. If it is above 10%, then we will go with, if it is above the 50 shillings per litre, then we'll go with the percentage. So let me give another example of a factory that produces water. And we can say a factory that produces 100,000 bottles of water. And this factory looks through their costs of cleaning this water, packaging it, and they come up with what they call the ex-factory price before you put anything. Ex-factory price of a bottle of water, of one bottle of water, and you put this cost at 650 shillings as an example. For you to compute the excise duty on this water, it will be 10% of the 650 cost of each bottle of the 100,000 bottles being sold, and this will come to 10%. First of all, this is 65 million. 10% of this will be 6.5 million. Forgive me when I do these calculations mentally, it is just in the interest of saving time, but you can double check it. This one is 65 million, 10% of that would be 6.5. So this would be the local excise duty paid on the entire 100,000 bottles of water for sale. But what would be the cost of excise duty on just one bottle? Remember, it is 10% of 650. The actual excise duty on one bottle would be 65. And what would be therefore the cost of the bottle? It would be this 65 plus 650, which would be, okay? So 715 would be the actual cost of a bottle of water with excise duty inclusive. So what does it mean? If I go in a supermarket and I buy this bottle of water at 1,000 shillings, what this means is that the person who bought this water incurred the 650, which was the ex-factory price, added on the 65, which is the local excise duty on this bottle, and of course added on their other costs, which is about 285. And that is how you get to pay 1,000 shillings for this bottle of water. Therefore, the person who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. The 1,000 you've paid includes excise duty. It includes 650, the cost of production. It includes the other costs of doing business, as well as the profit of the business selling this. And that's why you now pay 1,000. So In brief, that is how you know that this tax is paid by the business directly, and therefore it is a direct tax, or it is paid by the final consumer, and therefore it is an indirect tax, which is otherwise known as consumption taxes.
Buza Commissioner.
Now let's look at a quick example of customs duties, and these are a bit many. Customs taxes. So, first of all, the customs taxes are now determined at a regional level. So they are administered no longer under our own laws as a country. It is under the East African Community laws. And the act that manages this is the East African Customs Management Act, YACMA. Now, under the East African Customs Management Act, because of the policy of import substitution, there is 0% tax paid on imports of raw materials. So anything raw material pays 0% import taxes, because the idea is lower the cost of raw materials, and once they are here, then you're encouraging more manufacturing and value addition to those raw materials. The next category that pays minimal tax, the other category before I leave the 0% is on medical equipment, because the idea also is that you have medical equipment affordable. So medical equipment is also under zero rate. Then the next one is textbooks. Again, make education as affordable for everyone as possible. So the whole region agreed that for those items, there will be zero tax, and a few other things are zero rated. The rest pay some minimal tax. So there are those they call intermediary products, and these are the next level of raw materials. So they've been worked on, but they are not finished products. They are intermediate products. These ones pay 10%. So intermediate products pay 10%. The next category is finished products. Finished products pay 25%. Finished products pay 25%. And then the final and highest import duty is on the finished products, but which we can manufacture, or we're already manufacturing here in the region. And this is to ensure that we also support local manufacturing. We also support local manufacturing. So for the finished products, but which are available within the region, these ones, they pay the highest band, which is 35%.
Buza Commissioner.
So quickly, let me show what other taxes apply to imports. So we have import duty, which I've just explained. It can vary from 0 to 35. We have excise duty. We have VAT. We have withholding tax, which is income tax paid in advance. And we have infrastructure levy at different rates. So as we look at this example, I will go through the rates. Now, supposing you are dealing in cosmetics. Cosmetics are those that have the highest tax at import duty. Cosmetics fall under the category of finished products that can be manufactured locally. And therefore, the applicable import duty is 35%. Cosmetics import duty here, import duty would be at 35%. Supposing we are bringing in stock of cosmetics worth 10 million shillings. This is the cost price. Wherever you're buying these perfumes, lotions, and all sorts of cosmetics. If you're buying it at 10 million, the import duty will be 35%, which will be 3.5 million. Okay? The next will be value added, no, excise duty first. Excise duty first, and excise duty will be the 10 million plus the 3.5 import duty and 10% of that. So excise duty, excise duty will be 10%, but 10% of what? 10% of 10 million. This 10 million is normally referred to as the cost of cost, insurance, and freight, CIF, meaning the cost of goods plus the cost of shipment up to here. So the CIF. So CIF plus 3.5, which we've just added on as import duty. Therefore, 10% of these two will be this, and this is 13.5. 10% of that will be 1.35. Okay? Then the next tax to consider here will be VAT. VAT is value added tax. Remember, for someone who is buying these cosmetics for sale, this will be their VAT input. It is input. Meaning they will pay it here at importation, and then they will recover it when they are selling. This will be your VAT input if you're bringing these cosmetics to sell, if you're not the final consumer. And VAT is 18%. 18% of what? Of 13, our base here, plus that now. 13.5, which is this plus this, plus 135. Okay? So 18% of all that together. In the interest of time, I'll just put it there. It is 2.673. I'm jumping some steps here to save our time on air. So that becomes the VAT applicable on this consignment. Then finally, there is withholding tax. We talked about withholding tax. We said it is advance income tax. Advance income tax, because when you're making your final income tax return, you'll take credit of this. And what is this? It's normally 6%, of which base we are using the CIF now. We are not going to add this. For this one, it is 10% of the 10 million, the CIF. Cost, insurance, and freight. So this one would be 600,000. Okay? Then finally, infrastructure levy, which is 1.5%. Infrastructure levy, 1.5% of the CIF again. So this would be 150,000. So, all these taxes payable on an import like cosmetic, which pays the highest. When an importer is bringing these products in, they will compute all these taxes and pay them to URA. And they will get the total taxes here paid. This comes to about 8.273. The total of all this is 8.273. Okay? So these are all taxes paid on this item of cosmetics. They will get this, add it on to the CIF, which was 10 million, the cost, the insurance and flight. So up to that point, these items have cost them 18 million. 18,273,000. Now, they also have additional costs of running the shop, paying the workers, paying the bills, and so on. They add all that together so that what they come up with now helps them establish the cost per product. That is why if you go to China to buy this shirt yourself, you may buy it at less than $2 or maybe $3 or $4 for argument's sake. But if you're going to buy it here in Kampala, you'll most likely buy it 3-4 times what you would have bought it in China. So why? There is the CIF, there are the taxes which I've just explained, and there are the costs of the business, selling that shop, paying for rent where they're going to display it for you to find it. And therefore, if you find this shirt in Kampala, you will not pay the $5 you'd have paid in China. You'll most likely pay $20 for the shirt, or even $50 for the shirt.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Everyone has a life story to tell, but an incredible life story is shared and told differently.
Incredible Life Stories with Simon Kasiaten. We always say on this program that everybody has a life story to tell, but an incredible life story is told differently. But even there are those who, with their incredible life stories, have loved for their entire living to work, act, and do the incredible things that impact society in different ways from the background. Better put, they prefer to remain behind the curtain and sometimes even under the carpet. But on the program, that's where we come in, to bring them out of their shell and present them to us, to you, for us, if for nothing else, to be inspired by their incredible life stories. Tonight on the program, I have such an individual. She's told me repeatedly during the prep for this conversation that I am so private. I prefer to work from the background. Now today you have fished me out. I don't know how to proceed. Mrs. Perus Kawahuma Ntambirechi, Vice Chancellor of the Uganda Pentecostal University, domiciled in the beautiful district of Kabarore. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for fishing me out.
Tell us, why do you want to do incredible things, but from the background? Is it about your upbringing, or is it some nature, behavior, disposition that you picked up along the way?
I guess it's upbringing. We grew up being told that you don't always have to show off, and you let other people speak for you. If you have good actions, they speak louder than words.
Wow.
And people will get to know you, people will get to see what you're doing, and they speak on your behalf. So that was my kind of upbringing from Toro. But over the years, I've had to do things differently as the situation demanded.
Do you sometimes regret that maybe some doors closed in your face because you never told your story well enough?
I can't recall any door closing. I've had very many opportunities wherever I have worked, and I've used this same style, and it has kept me going. I've worked in very difficult situations, difficult countries, and it is a personality that I have, the calmness in a storm, that has kept me achieving. So people got to hear about me and would speak for me. But of course, there is value in telling your own story.
No doubt. And we are glad that because of that value, you accepted to have this conversation about your incredible life story with us.
Thank you so much for sticking me out.
Indeed, we had no choice but to find you. Perus here, as she prefers to be called,